Manifest Destiny is believed that U.S. would eventually stretch from coast to coast. The main goals of expansion were to obtain the territories of Texas and the far west, such as Oregon and California. This was the focus of Polk's presidency. Events such as plantation failures, lack of jobs, and the gold rush fueled the desire for westward movement.
In the 1800s, French military and political leader Napoleon desired to restore the French Empire in America. However, tensions in Europe and Santo Domingo caused Napoleon to divert his attentions elsewhere. In order to replenish his resources, Napoleon was forced to sell the Louisiana Purchase for a generous deal of $15 million. The territories in the Louisiana Purchase encompassed land from the Mississippi River to the Rocky Mountains. This supported westward expansion and supported the doctrine of manifest destiny. Eventually, it would lead to regional differences over the expansion of slavery and the consequences of Native Americans.
Napoleon is my name. Conquering is my game. I am sad. Haiti has let me down. Let's make a deal. Louisiana Territory for $20 million.
17,
20.
18,
20.
19.
Fine. $15 million.
Okay.
Henry Clay proposed the Missouri Compromise, which established the 36-30 line across western territories that separated free states from slave states. States north of the 36-30 line would be free, whereas states south of the line would be slave states. It also admitted Missouri as a slave state and Maine as a free state. The Missouri Compromise was the first attempt to deal with sectional tensions and would split the Democratic-Republican Party. This would be nullified by the Dred Scott case. Instead of alleviating sectional tensions, the Missouri Compromise created them.
My name is Tituba and I'm a slave in Missouri.
I'm free.
Really?
Stop! One does not simply pass this 36 parallel.
Dang it. During Adams's presidency in 1828, a high tariff rate of up to 45%, nicknamed the Tariff of Abominations, was passed with intentions to protect northern industries. However, enraged reactions by the plantation South caused an uproar and a movement for nullification. The Tariff of Abominations caused further separation between the relationship of the North and South. It forced John C. Calhoun to create his doctrine nullification, which was presented in the South Carolina Exposition.
John C. Calhoun's pamphlet, titled The South Carolina Exposition, was intended to inform the people that states can have the power to refuse unconstitutional acts of Congress. In addition, it further advanced the Kentucky and Virginia resolutions, which advocated state rights. This sparked further radicalism in South Carolina. It would be the first state to secede from the Union in the approaching years to the Civil War.
Senator Daniel Webster of Massachusetts and Senator Robert Hayne from South Carolina debated whether states had the right to nullify legislation. This, alongside with the South Carolina Exposition, displayed the different attitudes towards nullification from each region. It personified the sectional tensions between federal and state powers.
The Compromise of 1850 was proposed by Stephen Douglas and Henry Clay. It allowed the annexation of California as a free state, established a stronger Fugitive Slave Act, and issued that future states created in the New Mexico and Utah territories be disputed through popular sovereignty for their status on slavery. In addition, it protected slavery but abolished slave trade in the District of Columbia. Since Northerners refused to participate in enforcing the Fugitive Slave Act, the South felt cheated out of the deal, and this would feed the fire to Southern anger, leading to the Civil War. I'm free!
I'm free as the wind blows.
I'm a runaway slave. I'm going to go to the north. Yay! Come here!
Wait, you need to come back.
No, they're here to stay.
Hey, that makes me angry. I don't like you, North. In the Kansas-Nebraska Act, Stephen Douglas proposed the idea that the status of slavery in Kansas and Nebraska should be determined by popular sovereignty. From this, the Missouri Compromise was deemed useless. The pro-slavery South wanted to seize the opportunity to gain 2 slave states and obtain an advantage in Congress.
Are we slave or are we free?
I don't know.
Let's let the people decide.
Even though Kansas was predicted to be a free state, pro-slavery Missourians called border ruffians rushed to Kansas to vote the territory as slave territory. The border ruffians succeeded, and President Pierce acknowledged Kansas as slave territory. But in anger, abolitionists such as John Brown made efforts to retaliate towards the South's Wiley Act. The raid of Harper's Ferry and the killing of hundreds of people over the conflict of Kansas gave the state the nickname of Bleeding Kansas. As President Buchanan was elected, slavery advocates proceeded in creating the Lecompton Constitution to officially establish Kansas as a slave state. Since no actual slavery advocates lived in Kansas, abolitionists overthrew the Constitution, but spite from the event remained.
I'm John Brown, and I killed 5 people because I was angry.
I'm Kansas and I am bleeding. Dred Scott v. Sanford was a Supreme Court case ruling that slaves were property and not actual people. Dred Scott, a slave in the South, was brought by his master to the North where slavery was illegal. Since slavery was illegal in the North, Scott sued for his freedom, but lost. The Dred Scott case ruled that slaves were not allowed to receive ruling from court, and that Congress had no legal right to ban slavery in any territory. The Missouri Compromise was officially overturned as a result, and this angered the North, who felt cheated from their previous deal.
I'm gonna go to the North and be free!
You're not free.
I'm gonna sue you!
Order in court. You are property, not people.
Well, this sucks.
And action.
Order in court. Oh, crap.
Wait!